makes most women start a business? Is it passion, money, or freedom? Welcome to Female Founders, the podcast that takes you behind the scene with women who are founders and CEOs to help you start and scale a successful business of your own. I am your host, Nagilia de Ravin. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Female Founders. In this episode, we are going to have a conversation with Delija Napier, founder and CEO of Sunflower Media. Delija is a digital marketing professional who discovered her love for the field during her college days. She provides digital marketing, including social media, content creation, and email marketing. Ready to get some marketing tips? Let's get to the conversation. Good morning, Delija. How are you doing this morning? Thank you for the opportunity to have this conversation with you, and I am looking forward to learn a lot about what you do and how you are helping businesses with the brains and also talking about your company as well. Just to get started, please tell us, how did you start your journey with Sunflower Media?
I like to tell people I've always been a storyteller, even from childhood. I did pageants as a kid, and my favorite part was getting up on stage and talking to the judges and telling them about myself. And so as I grew up, I got the chance to do that for other things. I also did a lot of musical theater. And so I just knew that I loved connecting with people. I loved telling stories. And so when I got to college and, social media was a thing to study, I got the chance to do that. One of my mentors, he was the VP of marketing at Hasbro for a really long time. And just learning from him and getting different opportunities really helped me know that I wanted to do social media, at least, social media, and then some other parts of marketing altogether. And so that's kind of where I got my start. I decided I was tired of working for people. And so I was like, you know what, let's try this and see if it works.
But how's the journey been for you so far?
It's been good. We have grown a lot. We got our first international client last year, so that was great. And this year we're on track to make 6 figures. Last year was our first 5-figure year. This year will hopefully be our first 6-figure year. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Can you tell us about Sunflower Media?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a full service marketing agency. We do just about everything when it comes to marketing. So social media, digital marketing, email, SEO, blog writing, all types of content creation. But the biggest thing that we get called on for is social media management and strategy. And so that's what we do for majority of our clients. It's everything from developing the strategy, pivoting when we need to, and figuring out what needs to get done in terms of helping them reach their audience in the best way possible. And then also, of course, creating the content, so making the reels for them, helping them decide what to post on stories, captions, hashtags, the whole thing.
Awesome. That sounds fantastic. And then you know what? That is something all businesses needs. Either you big or small.
Absolutely.
What is your role as the founder and chief strategist at Sunflower Media?
So right now, our team is pretty small. We have a couple of people who manage direct accounts, and then I have a copywriter who focuses on a lot of the long-form written content. But for me, I kind of guide the overall strategy for the accounts. I make sure that the clients are happy. I make sure that we keep all the client communications pretty streamlined. And if anything else, I'm ready to hop in the weeds with the team. If I have to create content, if I have to write captions, if I have to, go in, schedule, post, fix anything, I will.
Okay, that sounds. So as the founder, you get your hands in the job as well as the
absolutely.
Company. You don't let your employees struggle alone.
No, not at all.
I love it. Do you work locally or nationally? Because I know you mentioned also international.
So we work internationally as long as your business doesn't require us to be, there in person. There's always different ways to there's always different ways to get things done. Like our current international client is in Canada. It's a fashion brand. So they have all of their branding shoots done themselves. And then we just kind of take all of the photos and the videos and we plan the content for them. It's a lot easier that way. We can also do service-based companies that are international. That's even easier, of course, because they don't have a product necessarily that we have to do stuff like that. If we do have brand shoots and people aren't local to us, we've had clients mail us the products and we get the shoots and the content done for them.
Awesome. You love creating stories that help brands appeal to their audience in the most genius way possible while creating unique brand experiences. How do you do it?
Say it one more time so I can get the whole thing.
Because you love creating stories that can help brands appeal to their audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and you seems to do that in the best possible way that they can look unique with the brand. So, how do you do that?
So the biggest part of that is I tell people you can't serve everybody. So you have to know your target audience. And I mean, know it's down to the most granular things. And so for me, I focus on that audience and what they want to hear, what they want to see, how they want to feel, and the voice and the tone that they want to get from that brand. And that's how we start to craft that story. We look at their pain points, how we can acknowledge them, how we can help them out. So, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. What are your responsibilities as the business owner?
So right now I manage everything from, the finance part, which is pretty minimal since everything is pretty much subscription based and it's just a lot of platforms and things. I do, again, client management, making sure that all the communications are okay, project management, making sure things get done from step A to step B to all the way to Z. And then, like I said, if I have to jump in the weeds and do a lot of content or help with creating things, then I will.
What is your mission?
That's a good question. It's developed over the years. It took me a long time to really solidify it. So I'm gonna. For Sunflower, I feel like we have so many different visions, and I'm like, well, let me just figure it out. But our big mission is to support businesses that are driven by purpose. Of course, help them tell their stories to the right people in a unique way. And our real focus is helping to develop powerful and engaging and effective content that's going to be strategy driven for the right audiences.
Okay. So you keep your clients in mind first.
Absolutely.
What were the main challenges you faced as a founder?
The main challenges, of course, I started this by myself. And even now with not making as much as a multi-million-dollar corporation, it's a little bit difficult to keep people on. So I do a lot of rotating through contract workers, interns. I like to find programs that will provide interns and make sure that the interns get paid in a way where I don't have to do it necessarily. Like the state of New York, they have an education initiative where they pay the students, but as a business, I get to use the students as interns. So I get to teach them, but I don't have to expend a lot of financial resources because the state of New York does it for us. So just figuring out ways to get help in the most efficient way possible. I do want to pay people what they're worth. And so that's really important. So before I pay anybody, below what they're worth, below minimum wage, things like that, I will do it myself. And then I guess the other challenging part is finding clients that really do align with what we do and what we want to do. It's not always about the money. I always say that we really have to focus on the purpose and the mission and the vision of our clients and making sure that it aligns with what we want to do and the impact we want to make on the world.
Okay. That's, when you start a business, it's always like that. There's always a lot of challenges. I love asking people what was your challenge, because each one of us face something different.
Mm-hmm.
And but again, that can also, if someone knew what you went through and you can advise them, that can help someone else not going through the same thing. And
Right.
I love asking that question. What can I say? What are your your passion about? I mean, like you starting this company and you're helping a lot of people. What is your passion about it?
So my passion about it is I love helping people connect. And so what we do, we help these brands connect with their audiences. We help them be seen in a more positive light. And the thing about it is I love being genuine and authentic on social media. You know, we get so used to being behind a screen. We get so used to, putting up this facade and having this really flashy, like we only show the upside to our lives on social media. And so I like when clients allow me to let them be vulnerable, let them be very honest about their progress, honest about where they are. Not every day is a phenomenal day. And so being able to share those types of content and making those genuine connections with people is really what drives me to continue the work.
Okay, so you take that as your strength to kind of if I know sometimes we have that moment where we're like, I'm ready to give up. This is too much. So you kind of use that to keep you going when
Absolutely.
what is from listening to you at the beginning of the interview, you talk about you are tired of working for other people, and
Mm-hmm.
so which before that between your education and your past jobs, what did you have between all of them that contribute to starting start Sunflower Media?
I've always worked in roles that were marketing focused, media, PR, advertising. So honestly, every single role I had before starting my company taught me something, little or big, about what it means to run a business, what it means to take care of clients, work with them, understand their needs, even down to logistics of like setting up meetings and setting up the presentation to pitch to clients. Every single position I would say prepared me for that.
So you had all the experience already. So when you're starting your business, you just take that experience and put it into your business, and that was
Exactly.
it.
And of course, there's always areas and rooms to grow and learn. But I feel like I had a really good foundation. That's what made me so confident about doing it.
Exactly. So it's kind of like even when you're hiring employees, people to work with you, you've done this before, so you know what they are doing. So it's
Hmm.
easy for you to relate to them as well.
Absolutely.
Like it. Do you think that luck play a big role in your success for your company?
Absolutely not. So I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that we determine our the trajectory of our lives, and things happen to us, but we have the power to decide how we will react, how we will respond. And so I don't think luck has anything to do with it. I think it's been an intentional journey of connecting with people in different industries in different places, learning about my strengths, playing to those strengths, connecting with people and learning about their strengths and playing to those strengths, and then really being intentional about pouring back into those people, pouring back into communities, and being very genuine about those things, and not only focusing again on the money, but about the impact that we're able to make.
You're right. Absolutely right. If you had to start over, let's say, but you just have to start over, what
Hmm.
would you do differently?
Start over. What would I do differently? I wouldn't take as long to start. It took me a while. It took me a while to make the decision. I would walk into it more confidently if I had to start over. Of course, if I'm starting over because I had to like dissolve this or something, I'd have a lot more knowledge and experience. So it'd be a little bit easier. But I think I would leverage my connections more, because in today's world, that's really what you have to do. You don't, unfortunately, everyone's work speaks for them before they walk in the room. And so I think leveraging my accomplishments, the other brands that I've worked with, I think that I would have to, rely on that a little bit more.
A little bit more. So you will take more time to build your connection. Is that what it is?
Absolutely.
Okay. Can you talk about one woman who has impacted your life?
Hmm. Personally or professionally?
Personally, and if you have one professionally, both will be great.
Sure. So professionally, it's kind of a trifecta, and so I know you said one person, but they all like collectively they're cool. So One of my favorite authors is Lovey Ajayi. She wrote the book I'm Judging You. She wrote the Professional Troublemaker book. And then Yvonne Orji, and then Bozoma St. John. So all of them together are like a huge trifecta of inspiration for me. I actually tweeted one time, I was like, I dreamt, guys, that I had dinner with Boz and Yvonne and Lovey. And she liked my tweet and I freaked out. So they're huge inspirations because, of course, they're not overnight successes, but just to see their journey and to see how persevering they were and determined, and how well they were able to pivot, even with all of life's changes and challenges, that inspires me a lot. And then personally, I'd say my godmom. She actually started out as my music teacher, and she eventually turned into my godmom. And the amount of drive and commitment she has to pouring into other people and giving back to her community, that definitely motivated me to do the same, even though my form of business is not so, like, it's businesses that need to make money and things like that. But the root of it all is that I'm pouring back into these companies and really giving them a chance to connect better with their audiences.
So this woman kind of like a support for you. Even some of them you don't get to talk to them, but you can't relate, and you can use that experience to actually hold you up when you need to.
Yes, absolutely.
So with that, I have another question for you. Do you think that starting a business, it's important to have a support group?
I do think it's important. You might not have it when you start, because I didn't have it when I started. I didn't really tell anybody that I was starting a business. I'm really big on move in silence type thing. So I asked people, like my god sister, she has a business. It's a multi-million-dollar business. She's a business strategist, so she helps people do this stuff. And so I got advice from her here and there, but I never really gave people updates on where I was with things. I just kind of popped out with it, and I was like, here it is. If you want to work with me, or you know someone that wants to work with me, let me know. But definitely my support group has grown. And a lot of times it might just be people you don't even know, A lot of my support group more recently I've met in at networking events, through other friends, through previous colleagues. So it really just depends. You have to be really open to who is a part of your support group, but also really vigilant in making sure that when you allow someone a seat at your table, they are there for the right reasons. And not only are they pouring into you, but you're pouring into them as well. Because not all relationships, I don't think any relationship should be one-sided, whether it's professional or personal.
Well, even the world is a two-way street, so it's kind of like, I
Absolutely.
guess everything else have to be the same way.
Yeah.
So, and business is the same way. I support you, you support me. It's not me giving.
Absolutely.
And you saying that, it's kind of like interesting, because I meet a lot of women, and it's always give me. Actually, one woman saying that we reached out to once said to me,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to, you can be a part of my circle, but you have to give me everything for free.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm in business to give for free. I'm not in business to make money. So I might as well close everything, go in your circle, and just give you everything for free. My next question I wanted to ask her, can I live with you? Because I don't think I'll be able to pay my bills after this.
Right. Like, that's not how it works.
It's not how it works. I understand. I think people kind of get support in totally different ways. Supporting doesn't mean that I come and give you everything I have for free. Because at the end of the day, when you have a company, the company is here to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you have a non-profit, bless you, even if you have a non-profit, even the non-profit still need to bring money so that you can help people. So at the end of the day, when you're telling someone, give me everything free, you're putting me out of business. So I think that as women, we have a heart of helping people, and a lot of time too, we forgot that we have to do that. And I think that's one of the things that we need to change within ourselves. So we have to charge so that we can keep the business going.
Absolutely.
What's your advice for female founders who are starting out?
I would say trust the process. There will be like twists and turns and all sorts of things, but trust the process, trust yourself, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
I totally agree. What is next for your business, Sunflower Media?
We're just gonna keep growing. I'm excited to keep growing, to keep learning more, to keep doing more, and hopefully, grow.
And what is next for you personally as a business owner?
Personally, I think I'm just going to keep working on my brand. I'm really into like my personal brand more now, so finding my footing there and what space I really want to contribute to. But yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity to have this interview with you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Another great conversation with another great female founder. A passion can start at any point of time in your life. Don't be afraid to follow that passion and help others with what makes you happy. For Delaysia, digital marketing is her passion, something that almost every business needs and uses. Digital marketing can be overwhelming and frustrating. If you need help, reach out to a company like Sunflower Media to help you out. Don't try to do social media all by yourself. Get help. Thank you, Delaysia, for taking the time to have this conversation with me. And thank you for listening to this week's episode. Let me know your thoughts about this episode and what are you doing to grow your business online. To learn more about Delaysia and Sunflower Media, visit www.sunflower-media.org. Thank you for listening to Female Founders Podcast. That's it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app or connect with us on womel.com so that you don't miss our next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.